Peace, 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 everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to have this platform and illuminate history. We get caught up in looking at things in the wrong perspective, and I tell everybody everything is a type, a type, a type. And we use this platform to illuminate, to teach. That's what it's for. We're not here to debate each other. That's what the satanic spirit want us to do. They want us to be sitting up here arguing with each other instead of coming together, comparing our information, and standing up together as one. That's when I talk about vibrations, man. Our vibrations should be the same if we're one, and we should be able to be stand corrected. Come on, family. That's what this is about, man. We are a people. This is wisdom, man. We're not here on no ego. This is wisdom. And when I speak of perspective, I'm coming from wisdom. Where's my dictionary? Where's my 1828 dictionary? I just got to get the tools ready. Because, like I said, I can care less about debating a person's religion. I'm not here to debate nobody's religion. I study Sufism. I study Theosophy. And truth has no size. But when we get into religion, when we get into reading certain religious books, all the stuff is based off the same principles and the same laws. Listen to what I said. Principles and laws. Words mean things. And don't get caught up in linguistic apartheid from certain perspectives, especially from a European perspective. When you research words from a westernized perspective, it's connotated, family. It's a different from connotated and denotated. It's a different from subjective and objective. So we just setting the atmosphere on a couple things. So let's get into this prayer real fast. Because if you follow me, I'm always highlighting our divine creed, especially chapter 1 of the Quran. That's why when I speak of our Moorish Quran, that's why when I be speaking of it, and I speak so highly of it, because this was a book divinely prepared by somebody of our own, man, in a language that we can understand, challenging us to that Allah and man is one. And in different religions, and I call it in the Europeanism and in Arabism, they separate man from the Creator. And you all know that all religion separates man from the Creator, separates man from Allah. If you read your Moorish Quran, they tell you love, truth, peace, freedom, justice is just a couple of his names. It says whatever the name you use, they're all good. It's in our book. It's in our divine creed. So I don't understand what brothers and sisters are arguing about. If you're studying, instead of thinking you're finna get something. So let's get into this. Oh, my sage still burning. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And we Moors, like I said, it don't matter if you're in a temple or not. You must if you're gonna go to one, you go to the right. Just like in a relationship, you go to the right one. You don't be in things just to be in something. Things can get perverted, especially now when and I'm not saying all, a lot of certain Moors are giving this science a bad rap. When you're looking at brothers just looking at something physical and not understanding the divine. And the divine comes first. And once you master yourself, all the other stuff will draw to you. That's what Ashe mean. That's what these words mean. These words mean things. A lot of Moors, and I'm not saying they're not telling you the essence of this Moorish science and what this adapt stuff is. You're supposed to be able to make it thunder. You're supposed to be able to talk to the elements. These are things, what this science is about, man. It's about changing your alchemical structure. That alchemy, that sun, that's the gold. Don't we know this? That's the arcanum. That's what this all about, figuring out who you are. It's not about filling a whole bunch of papers out. No old treaties, laws that's old. A brother asked me the other day, hey man, can you tell me about law and deal with these police? I said, study law. I'm not going to tell you no bull crap. That ain't me. He was like, oh, you must not be no real Moor. I said, I must not be. That mess don't make me no difference. When somebody said, "What's a real more? What's a fake more?" Man, nobody don't get caught up in that dumb stuff. That's man-made things. It's only one she got a temple. That's Noble Dry Lee. We understand. I mean, that's why we go by the divine creeds and we go by the Quran, the Moorish holy Quran. But it's also, I'm gonna get a divine warning by Noble Drew Ali. Prophets warn all Muslims. It don't say Muslims on here. If he wanted to say Muslims and Muslims, he would have put that on there, man. And we just gotta keep it real with each other, man. Come on, man. It's in the Circle 7 Quran, we know what Muslim is. We know what Muslim is, man. I mean, come on. Come on, family. We gotta stop playing games. Prophet warns all Muslims. Governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. January 15, 1929. I hereby inform all members that they must enter all racial agitating speeches while at work or in the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and these principles are violated. Justice must then take its course. This stuff is supposed to be read in all meetings. The 101 is supposed to be read in all meetings. Any member who or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant, And when I start right there, the first thing I ask, brother, do you know the divine covenant? Well, you should. How can you say you are more and you don't understand it and you don't even know the divine covenant? That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense, family. So if you under a certain doctrine or if you under a certain teaching and under that tutelage, under that school, under that temple, you don't know the divine covenant, that's messed up. That's messed up. Because you should be able to go everywhere once you are more, once you're nationalized, and go to every temple, and every temple is teaching the same doctrine, teaching the same science. Come on, man. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. That's how Noble Dry Lee established the temple. Flat out, man. A house is built. All we have to do is live in it. And we try to destroy brothers. That's the thing with Negroes, man. That really boils my skin when I do lectures on campuses and no other, and it's all different nationalities, and they love the wisdom. You know, it'd be so funny when brothers, and call themselves enlightened, always try to tear a brother down with wisdom. Well, he didn't say this, he didn't say this. I'll be like, man, that is the craziest stuff ever. A house is built. Live in it. Study it. Study the divine covenant of the Moorish movement. And see if you could come up with something that's messed up with that. See if he's telling you you're separate from man. That's why it's arm, leg, arm, head. I, self, law, and master. The pantheon, the YHWH, represents the essence within. Come on, man. The chart. When we break all this down, this is what we should be talking about. Boy, you God. Generator, operator, destroyer. This is a science, man. We respect and study all the prophets. Muhammad, he says Jesus. And the reason why Noble Drew Ali said Jesus, brothers, they study. When I be saying, do you know why he said it? Brothers be like, what you mean? I say, it's in the book. It's in the divine creed. He tell you because that's what brothers was used to. That's what they could identify to. He didn't say it was right. Come on, family. Just like when brothers say Noble Drew Ali plagiarized this, or he did this. He didn't say he didn't. He said he gathered and compiled. It's on the front of the book. So the first thing I challenge a brother to do when they start saying things and accusing people of something is you better be right in your accusations, because words mean things. Nowhere on here said he authored. It said divinely prepared. Divinely prepared. Don't you know what divine mean? Divinely prepared. This is something that already be written, compiled and gathered, and put together for a certain people. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. But we respect Muhammad, Yahshua, Buddha, Confucius. I mean, flat out. And we should know this. This science is about love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. And my two, when I put up the 5 and the 7, health and wealth. Because we operate on this manifestation. I just see brothers just signing papers. I'm like, man, but what about the divine? What about within? How are you connecting within? And that's all I see brothers doing is asking about filing some paperwork. I'm like, brother, you ain't even operate in your natural self. Let's get this prayer on. Because if you read the divine creed, we know prayer mean things. And we know words mean things. Ashe. Come on, man. May the benison of Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head, be upon you and your family always, as we all should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon your brother and sister, and do your best to shun all evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that myself, might nourish the souls of all men, all women, all children. Let truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Know that man nor woman need not pick the lock or the gates to paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. Why, you may ask? Because the key to salvation already rests within thy own hands. That's what this Moorish science is all about. Connecting the Holy Spirit or Allah and man as one. No separation. And yes, brothers and sisters, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, inconsistency, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head. May Yahweh, which is the YHWH. You can research this in the alphabet. The YHWH is in the hieroglyphics. It's just history, man. That's why I tell brothers and sisters, if the pen doesn't match the carbon, which is the carbon dating, you must change the pen. You can't change what's in the walls. You can always have an interpretation of a word when you can write something on paper and they try to destroy everything on the wall. But you couldn't. But may Allah, may Yahweh, the YHWH, guide you, guide me, lengthen your life, lengthen my life, lengthen our age, and give us everlasting peace. Come on. This is what this science is all about, man. Enlightenment. Enlightenment, changing your chemical makeup. That's alchemy. That's open up them chakras. That's open up all them chakras. Untwisting that kundalini. So you can operate manifested, so you can operate erect. But I pray that I think peace, speak peace, and that I am peace. I pray that I think truth, speak truth, and that I am truth. I pray that I think love, speak love, and that I am love. I pray everything I attract, I pray everything you attract carries high, harmonious vibrations and intentions. May the light within me, may the light within you serve as a beacon for those that need it. Amen. Amin Ra. Aya Asha Aya. Shalom Alakim. Amin Ra. You know, we have to find things in the scriptures. When I say, man, the scriptures just been interpreted wrong, man. It's a reason why they don't talk about Tamar and Priscilla and Ruth and all those figures. It's a reason. It's a reason why when you in academia, when I tell brothers and sisters, it's a thing called the reading list, and it's pseudo academia. When they tell you Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle are the great thinkers of the world, and they don't give you the history. If you were a researcher like myself and you live in a doctoral library on campus, you reveal the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, you know, the Antiquity times. When you see, you be like, wait 1 minute. They always learned in Egypt. And they were killed for the science because the Romans were teaching that Roman Catholic stuff. So you just have to do history. And they're paying to tell you. They're paying to tell you. When I talk about the 1828 dictionary, that's their pen. When I talk about the Jewish encyclopedia, when they tell you what Edom and Edomite is, when they tell you that's who they are, when they tell you it's frowned upon to call an Israelite a Jew, that's their pen. That's their pen. But hey, who am I? That's why in Psalms 82:6 and John 10:34, you know, you have to understand certain things when he say, you are God's. I mean, the book tells us, that's why this Circle 7 Quran, he makes the connections when he talk about the 18 missing years. But who am I? When I say it's words that we shouldn't be afraid of. When I talk about occult. When I talk about, you got to understand the etymon of words. is Latin, to hide, to conceal, secrete, to cover up. And in organized religion, they don't want you to study because they want you to do as they say. I'm here to challenge you to study and research everything I say because I'm a student. I love to be corrected. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to master myself. I'm not under no religious doctrine, no religious creed. With the Apocrypha, which you should have. And so I have it over here. It's the Old Testament. It's the missing books of the books. It's Greek. It means to hide away. Latin is to hide away. When we talk about the esoteric, that's Greek. It's the esos. That's within. That's within. The exoteric is outside. Theosophy is any of a number of philosophies maintaining that a knowledge of self, of God within, of Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, of Yahweh. When I tell you signs and symbols mean things, when he's standing up, that symbolizes man. But it may be achieved through spiritual ecstasy, direct intuition, or a special individual relationship. That's personal. That's personal. When I talk about Helena Blavatsky, when I tell brothers about that, I say, look, man, they always learn by Moors. You can promulgate them, you can promulgate Manly P. Hall, that's great. But as you do more science and as you do more research, they always learn by Moors, and they will tell you. It's just what it is. Research Henry Steele, occult, and other things, man. It's certain rabbis, Rudolph, that taught these figures. When we say Gnosis or Gnosis, when I say on my other crown, the G on there with the G inside of the square and the compass, you think that's some secret European masonry. That's Gnosis. That's knowledge of spiritual mysteries, of the spiritual mysteries. When people lie because they don't study enough, so when you don't study enough, you just make things up and you lie on people. And I say, when you lie, you better be able to prove it. You know, Noble Drew study Sufism. When brothers be talking about, oh, this law, I said, brother, if you want to know law, go study law. You can't study law on Googling things. You know, it's no more law, it's no black law. It's the indigenous people law and policy. What I'm studying now for my doctoral is indigenous people law and policy. It's indigenous governance. It's called nation building and community and economic development within indigenous communities. That's what we should know. That's the specific. It's indigenous governance, nation building, and community and economic development within indigenous communities. That's what my degree, that's what I'm studying. So you know how to properly defend yourself and nation build in the law. I mean, it's just what it is. And if anybody want to disagree with that, that's fine. I'm not here to convert anyone. I'm telling you, I know who I am. I know the God within me. And I'm telling you, if somebody just telling you to do this and do this, and they like they know law and they don't even study law, man, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I'm telling you, I'm a first-year law student, and this is no such thing as more law. It's no such thing as black law pertaining to law. Pertaining to law. Yes, black is beautiful, but it's not a nationality, family. Yes, brown is beautiful, red is beautiful, blue is beautiful, orange is beautiful, purple is beautiful, all that, but it's not a nationality. So when we talk about certain things and nation building, I hope you know the law instead of just Googling on Google University. And I hope you understand it's indigenous governance, nation building, and community and economic development within indigenous communities. That's how you build within your community inside the law. And you do things the right way where you can't be touched. Lawfully. When we talking about law, when brothers just having you going to sign some papers, and I say, I'll never tell nobody to do something I wouldn't do. And you don't see me running no court signing no papers. Flat out. That's some mission? Fine. That's not my mission. That's not my mission. Because when you operate in your proper state, then things start falling into you because you're studying. You understand how to operate in the law. You're like, oh, wow. When you study law, not knowing law doesn't mean it doesn't understand things. I should say, will you be coming today? Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. That was one of my guys telling about my stitching, getting these patches done. But anyway, but in law, not knowing the law is not a defense. Are we clear? Come on. This is not me. In the court of law, not knowing the law It's not excuse. So when you go in there, when you file a paper, you better know both sides of the law. You better know what jurisdiction you is. Because once you go in these lower courts and give jurisdiction, you know what that's called. Consent. So we're just talking about law. That's all. So we're there with that. We're going to jump right into this teaching. And like I said, if it cut off, log back on. You know how Instagram is. We're going to touch on this. And then we're going to finish on Divine Creed. But when I tell brothers and sisters we're not all from Africa, you got to understand the essence of what I'm saying, family. You must listen and be willing to study and put down your religious perspective and understand when I talk about nationality and nation. We all went from Africa. When I show you the 1820, brother, it's slave ship that came from Judah. The African slave ship that came from Judah. When I break this down, I'm gonna break all this down. I challenge everybody. Yeah, a small percentage came from so-called Africa. Yeah. But the majority came from Judah. Then it was some already here in the 1828 dictionary. When I said the copper colorations found here by the Europeans. Who are you talking about? The Aboriginal. I'm about to connect the dots. And see, it's just a wordplay. It's a trick. It's a strip of nationality when they're trying to tell everybody you're from Africa. You're from Africa. You're not from America. And I'll be telling brother with all this black stuff. And I'm like, man, that's not a nationality. I'm telling you. They want you to, it's a stripping of a nation. If an 1828 dictionary says the copper colored races found here by the Europeans, that means it was some people already here. It was some people already here in America, as Aboriginals, the people of the land.